Mike's on.
All right, we're back here. Right up until 6:30. I think Kim's in tonight. She's going to be on. There's no baseball this evening. Yanks and Mets both have the day off. Yanks be home tomorrow. This is Hope Week this week, so they'll have all that stuff going on this week. The Mets on the road as they begin a tough trip on the road tomorrow. A couple tough stops. Andrew and Howard Beach. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Listen. It doesn't make sense for the Mets to trade DeGrom, but I hate when people call up and blame the Wilpons as if the Mets, they're so cheap and they're so frugal. When you have guys like that don't even play, like Yoenis and Jay Bruce has 3 homers. These guys aren't even hitting, so to complain and whine about the Wilpons not spending money and putting the talent out there to give them a chance to win is just inaccurate. But listen, with that being said, why can't the Mets, at least for this year, look to shop, either Steven Matz or Wheeler just for an offensive player that they could just throw in there and help?
I understand, but they're not ready to give away a young arm for a okay player. I think that's the situation. They're not, you'd have to get a player they really were very high on before they're going to give away any of their pitching. I don't think they want to do that. I think they still want to get an idea what Matz is, see if they can tinker with Matz, get him to get him to a certain level. I'm not saying he's unstoppable. He's untradeable. He's not. He definitely wouldn't be untouchable. But the point is, what's somebody offering? Ian in Belmar, what's up, Ian?
Hey, Mike, how's it going today?
Good, what's up?
So I was at Monmouth Racetrack. I went on Saturday, played some Belmont bets, and I did a little investigating, kind of asking a bunch of the employees different questions. So to break it down for you at Monmouth, they have that William Hill bar that they built, beautiful inside. They got the lines up and everything. So that bar will be open 7 days a week until 2 a.m., taking bets, and I think the bar is open until then as well. And then during major weeks, such as Super Bowl, March Madness, 24 hours it'll be open. So I think that not a lot of people know that. So the inside of that, I think
the track's going to be open 24 hours?
During March
Boy,
Madness.
that's going to be hot. Boy, I tell you, the security's going to be interesting at a place like that if it's open 24 hours. Manning those parking lots, stuff like that, that's a tough chore.
It's going to be a madhouse. I mean, even on Father's Day Sunday, and my dad's all pumped up to go to the track and play some stupid baseball bets, probably bet on the Mets and lose. But it's going to attract a lot of people, and it's just going to be mayhem. We're going to have to get there 2 hours beforehand to get us.
I'll be very interested on Thursday this week to see what kind of. Now, it's a Thursday. There's not a lot going on. What could you possibly wager on at 10:30 in the morning? You could bet the card. There used to be a couple of baseball games in the afternoon. Be interesting to see what the crowd would be. What would the crowd be normally for Monmouth Day? 2,000, 3,000, something like that?
That might be a little heavy, too.
Right. Might be 2,000 might be a lot, right? Yeah. So what do you think they'll do this week? I wonder what they would do in terms of
isn't Father's Day Sunday?
No, I'm talking about on Thursday.
Oh.
No, Sunday it'll be crowded.
Oh, it'll be massive.
But the track would probably be crowded on Sunday,
yeah, they do
right?
big promotions.
Right.
Well, they could probably get to 2,000 if the entire Monzo clan goes.
I mean, that's the whole family, yes. I mean, that's taking the kids, though. They're not allowed in. Rob in New Rochelle, what's up, Rob?
Hey, Mike, first, with the gambling, before I talk about the Belmont, if that fool Cuomo is more worried about undocumented immigrants, if he installed that thing on Belmont Day, they had the second largest handle ever. The sky's the limit with the Mets and the Yankees playing tonight. These guys in New York drag their feet.
They're not even close.
That's not even close. They're talking about next year, but
they're not even
close.
Close.
Not even close.
Do you know they're talking about 2022 in California?
Are you kidding me?
2022.
Once again, I worry about people who only belong. I don't want to get into that, Mike. But as far as the Belmont, Mike, look, whatever happened out there, it's good for the sport. You had people there who really don't like horse racing and were into it. And then whatever that horse did and what he's complaining about, if you go out like that and you sit on his flank, you finish in second, Mike, it's a big check. Why would you attack or go out there and try to go 45, 46? So if you think your horse has something, you float out there. You're a horse owner. You tell a guy to go for a check. So listen, if the shoe was on the other foot, you don't think Fletcher, Castellano would have flanked the
There's
horse
nothing
for that
wrong.
guy?
No, listen, absolutely.
Come on, Mike.
We all know there was nothing done that was wrong. Nothing done. The horse, I don't like the idea of the horse being in the race, but the horse didn't do anything wrong. He did not do anything wrong. Mike in Floral Park. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike, just once again, Bob Baffert is by far the greatest horse conditioner trainer of all time. Hey, Mike,
that takes in a lot of real estate. You're going back a lot of years, but as far as modern, he is. I don't know about all time, but modern.
I mean, I'll go out on a limb. What a limb, right? He's just the greatest conditioner I've ever seen. Hey, Mike, one thing about Mike.
I'm listening.
One thing about the Mets. They are by far the biggest disaster I have ever seen.
I mean, but they don't. I mean, to call this team yet the biggest disaster you've ever seen, the team's 6 games under 500. So you might have to reserve that for a while. Maybe that's coming later in the season, but you can't call them that right now when they're 6 games under 500. Now they're much worse than that. When you look at them now, they act like a team that's 20 games under 500. I understand that, but they're not because of their start. I thought the number they were giving the other night, they give so many numbers on TV now in these games, that I thought the way it read was, and it was on quickly and off, was that any team that was 10 games over 500 at any point, they played after that point where a team had reached 10 games over 500, they played the worst next 40 games in the history of baseball. But it's such a convoluted stat, it was hard to tell if that's exactly what they were saying. Bob in Monticello. What's up, Bob?
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Wanted to ask you a question about, I heard a LeBron rumor, which false or not, I don't think it's a good enough team.
I mean, they're not a LeBron rumor. I mean, come on, we're going to go through 5 million of these things. Go ahead.
But just a possibility. But that being said, I'm curious if you were to organize, if not, what you would do as the best LeBron team for next year.
I am not discussing where LeBron should play next year because there's so many different possibilities, and you got to talk about who he's bringing with him, how you're changing, how you finessing that roster. So, I mean, there's so many different possibilities. I mean, I'm going to sit back and watch it. Go ahead.
One question. Just curious your take on this roster. Lonzo Ball, Paul George, LeBron James, Brandon Ingram, DeMarcus Cousins. Can they challenge the Warriors?
I'll make it better the first day. I get rid of Ball because I wouldn't have his father anywhere near 100 yards of the team. So I'd make the team better the first day by getting rid of him. Eric in Long Island. What's up, Eric?
Hey, Mike, how are you? Listen, I'm thinking about the whole Mets thing. I think you hit it right on the head. You got DeGrom, you got Syndergaard, you got Matz, you got Wheeler. You've got young pitching. You've got a good young core right there. Don't trade them. Get rid of the old crap. Get rid of the Bruces. I think you'd get on with that. I think
that's their plan. The problem is it doesn't work if they can't jumpstart Conforto and Cespedes. They have got to get those two guys hitting and hitting well. Their plan was that Conforto would hit third, Cespedes would hit fourth. They are both doing nothing. They have got to have those two playing at a level before they can get anything done.
But this is going to sound crazy. This is going to sound nuts. But why even keep Cespedes at this point?
Because you can't get anything for him.
You sure about that?
Would you? Let me ask you this: if you're a GM of a contending team, would you trade for Cespedes right now?
If I could drop him into the DH position, absolutely.
And you're paying him?
Pay him, make him a DH, because you know what?
Wait, he never plays. But he never plays. How you gonna? And why would you take a player with that kind of defensive ability and put him in the DH spot? The guy's got one of the best throwing arms in the world, and he's a good fielder. So why would you put him out there? Because he's gonna get hurt. You're not gonna field him now. I don't think he's very marketable until he comes back and shows he can play for a month. Stephen Olbridge, what's up, Steve?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
What's happening?
All right, so I think it's time for Adam Silver to make some changes. When I say that, I mean, first of all, let's put a competitive balance rule, like a value on a player. So value a guy like Kevin Durant. He needs to make $30 million a year, so he can't re-sign with the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Because if he takes a pay cut, this is what's going to happen for the future of the league. It's going to be terrible. I mean, you knew from the beginning of the season, that there was going to be the Cavaliers and it was going to be the Warriors. And as soon as the Cavaliers lost Game 1, you knew they were going to get swept. Number 2.
Yeah, but you didn't know it was going to be the Cavaliers this year. The Cavaliers played games this year in the playoffs. What do you mean, come on? They played a 7th game in Boston. And the Indiana series, they went 7 games, and LeBron won 2 games at the last seconds.
So in the beginning,
they could have lost the Indiana. They could have lost the Indiana series easily. Easily. I mean, the Indiana series, they easily could have lost. They could have been down 3-1. So you can't tell me it's automatic that LeBron was making the finals. Not this year. Other years, yes, not this year. Back after this.